Good day. I'm Maxine Mayor Artista from 2 Bravo. So, what is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is a type of information security in which manage to prevent the cyber attacks, seeks to damage data, steal data, or even disrupt digital life. Cybersecurity depending computers, servers, mobile devices, electronic systems, network, and data from cyber attacks. It's a protection of internet connected systems such as hardware, software, and data from cyber threats. The practice is used by individuals and enterprises to protect against unauthorized access to data centers and computerized systems. Importance of cybersecurity. In today's connected world, everyone benefits from advanced cyber defense programs. At an individual level, a cybersecurity attack can result in everything from identity theft to extortion attempts to the loss of important data like family photos. Everyone relies on critical infrastructure like power plants, hospitals, and financial service companies. Securing these and other organizations is essential to keeping our society functioning. Our society is more technological reliant than ever before, and there is no sign that this trend will slow us. Data leaks that could result in identity theft are now publicly posted on social media accounts. Sensitive information like social security numbers, credit card information, and bank account details are now stored in cloud storage services like Dropbox or Google Drive. Elements of cybersecurity. The cybersecurity field can be broken down into several different sections, like coordination, of which within the organization is crucial to the success of a cybersecurity program. These sections include the following. First, application of security. So, application of security is the process of developing, adding, and testing security features within applications to prevent security vulnerabilities against threats such as unauthorized access and modification. Information or data security refers to the process and tools designed and deployed to protect sensitive business information from modification, disruption, destruction, and inspection. Network security protects your network and data from breaches, intrusions, and other threats. This is a vast and overreaching term that describes hardware and software solutions as well as processes or rules and configurations relating to network use, accessibility, and overall threat protection. Network security involves access control, virus and antivirus software, application security, network analytics, types of network-related security, example of endpoint, web and wireless, firewalls, VIP encryption, and more. Disaster recovery or business continuity planning. A business continuity and disaster discovery plan are a combination of strategies, policies, and procedures about how an organization should respond or adapt to potential threats or unforeseen disruptive events while minimizing the negative impacts. Operational security. Operational security, also known as procedural security, is a risk management process that encourages managers to view operations from the perspective of an adversary in order to protect sensitive information from failing in the wrong hands. Through originally used by the military, operational security is becoming popular in the private sector as well. Things that fall under the operational security include monitoring behaviors and habits on social media, as well as discouraging employees from sharing login credentials via email or text message. Cloud security. Cloud security is a discipline of cybersecurity dedicated to securing cloud computing systems. This includes keeping data private and safe across online-based infrastructure, applications, and platforms. Securing these systems involves the efforts of cloud providers and the clients that use them, whether an individual, small to medium business, or enterprise uses. Cloud providers host services on their servers through always-on internet connection. Since their business relies on customer trust, cloud security methods are used to keep client data private and safely stored. However, cloud security are partially rests in the client's hand as well. Understanding both facets is pivotal to a healthy cloud security solution. Critical infrastructure security. Cyber attacks on critical infrastructure are having become increasingly more complex and more disruptive, causing systems to shut down. Disrupting operations are simply enabling attackers to remotely control affected systems. Control systems were segregated from the open internet as they were deployed on air-gapped networks and under tight physical security. The IoT proliferation that cut down manpower and operational costs by enabling remote control and management of smart bulbs and smart meters from anywhere in the world have also exposed those networks to cybercriminals. Eliminating air gap security in favor of improving efficiency and cutting down costs has opened up critical infrastructures to threats and cyber attacks. The current geopolitical arena has in turn cyber attacks on critical infrastructure into cyber warfare, as the potential for disrupting a country's critical infrastructure by shutting down power plants, disrupting oil pipes, even disrupting water and heating utilities can offer significant military advantages. Military alliances such as NATO are even considering classifying cyber attacks on critical infrastructure of member states as open declarations of war, triggering the same military response as a traditional attack involving tanks, aircrafts, and soldiers. Attributing a cyber attack to a particular individual or nation state is difficult in cyberspace, though, as forensic evidence has easily been manipulated to point security researchers into misleading paths. However, security technologies and best practices can help prevent or reduce the fallout of a breach and mitigate the risks associated with internet-connected industrial control systems, as well as the disruptions and impact an attack might have a city or country. Physical security. Physical security is about keeping your facilities, people, and assets safe from the real world threats. It includes physical deterrence, detection of intruders, and responding to those threats or cyber attacks. End user education. So, end user education is building awareness among employees by equipping them with the necessary tools and skills required to protect themselves and the company data from loss or cyber attack. Periodic end user education and reviews are imperative to highlight the organizational weaknesses, system, and security vulnerabilities to the employees. Cyber attacks use highly sophisticated methods of targeting your employees as entry points into private company systems. The more employees are aware of cyber threats, the better they can spot the early signs of an attack and keep themselves protected. Increasing knowledge with security awareness training is one of the most effective ways to reduce cybersecurity risk and build security-aware culture. Maintaining cybersecurity is a constantly evolving threat landscape is a challenge for all organizations. Traditional reactive approaches in which resources were put toward protecting systems against the biggest known threats, where lesser known threats were undefeated, is no longer a sufficient tactic. To keep up with the changing security risks, a more proactive and adaptive approach is necessary. Several key cybersecurity advisory organizations offer guidance. For example, a program recommends adopting continuous monitoring and real-time assessment as part of risk assessment framework to defend against known and unknown cyber threats.
Benefit of cybersecurity. Business protection against cyber attacks and data breaches. Protection from data and networks. Prevention of unauthorized user access. Improved recovery time after a breach. Improve confidence in a company's reputation and trust for developers, partners, customers, stakeholders, and employees. Protection for end user and endpoints devices, regulatory compliance, business continuity.
Good morning, everyone. I am Maria P. Escaringal, and I am going to discuss the different types of cyber threats. The process of keeping up with new technologies, security trends, and threat intelligence is a challenging task. It is necessary in order to protect information and other assets from cyber threats, which take many forms. Types of cyber threats include number 1, malware. Malware or malicious software is any program or file that is intentionally harmful to a computer, network, or server. Number 2, ransomware. Ransomware deny the victim access to their files and demand a ransom in return for restoring that access. Number 3, social engineering. Social engineering is a method of controlling a computer system or stealing personal information by tricking, influencing, or manipulating a victim. Number 4, phishing. Phishing is an approach of social engineering that is frequently used to steal user information, including their login passwords. It happens when an attacker deceives a victim into opening an email or text message by posing as a reliable source. Number 5, spear phishing. Spear phishing used in targeted attack campaigns to access a person's account or to pass as that person. An illustration of this would be if the attackers pretended to be the CEO and convinced the finance department to transfer funds to their bank account. Number 6, insider threats. Insider threats involves a current or former employee's associate who gains unauthorized access to private data on a particular organization's network. Number 7, distributed denial of service or the DDoS. By interfering with network functions on a target servers and websites. Next is the top challenges of cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is continually challenged by hackers, data loss, privacy, risk management, and changing cybersecurity strategies. The number of cyber attacks is not expected to decrease in the near future. Moreover, increased entry points for attacks, such as with the arrival of the Internet of Things or the IoT, increase the need to secure networks and devices. One of the most problematic elements of cybersecurity is the evolving nature of security risks. As new technology emerge and as technology is used in new or different ways, new attack avenues are developed. Keeping up with these frequent changes and advances in attacks, as well as updating practices to protect against them, can be challenging. Issues include ensuring all elements of cybersecurity are continually updated to protect against potential vulnerabilities. This can be especially difficult for smaller organizations without the staff or in-house resources. Additionally, organizations can gather a lot of potential data on individuals who use one or more of their services. With more data being collected, the likelihood of a cyber criminal who wants to steal personally identifiable information or the PII is another concern. For example, an organization that stores PII in the cloud may be a subject to a ransomware attack. Organizations should do what they can to prevent a cloud breach. Cybersecurity programs should also address end user education, as employees may accidentally bring viruses into the workplace on their laptops or mobile devices. Regular security awareness training will help employees do their part in keeping their company safe from cyber threats. Another challenge to cybersecurity includes a shortage of qualified cybersecurity personnel as the amount of data collected and used by businesses grows. The need for cybersecurity staff to analyze, manage, and respond to incidents also increases. ICS2 estimated the workplace gap between needed cybersecurity jobs and security professionals at 3.1 million. Next is the automation of cybersecurity. Automation has become an integral component to keep companies protected from the growing number and sophistication of cyber threats. Using artificial intelligence or AI and machine learning in areas with high volume data streams can help improve cybersecurity in three main categories. First is the threat detection. Threat detection is the process of examining a whole security ecosystem to spot any malicious behavior that could compromise the network. If a danger is identified, mitigating measures must be taken to effectively neutralize the threat before it can take advantage of any existing vulnerabilities. Next is the threat response. Threat response includes identifying, pursuing, and disrupting malicious cyber actors and activity. Last is the human augmentation. Security pros are often overloaded with alerts and repetitive tasks. AL can help eliminate alert fatigue by automatically triggering low-risk alarms and automating big data analysis and other repetitive tasks, freeing humans for more sophisticated tasks. Other benefits of automation in cybersecurity include attack classification, malware classification, traffic analysis, compliance analysis, and more.
Career opportunity in cybersecurity. The cyber threat landscape continues to grow and new threats emerge, such as IoT threats. Individuals are needed with cybersecurity awareness and hardware and software skills. IT professionals and other computer specialists are needed in security roles such as first is Chief Information Security Officer or CISO is the individual who implements the security program across the organization and oversees the IT security department's operations. Chief Security CSO is the executive responsible for the physical and or cybersecurity of a company. Third is security engineers protect company assets from threats with a focus on quality control within the IT infrastructure. Fourth is security architects are responsible for planning, analyzing, designing, testing, maintaining, and supporting an enterprise's critical infrastructure. Fifth is security analysts have several responsibilities that include planning security measures and controls, protecting digital files, and conducting both internal and external security audits. Six is penetration tester, are ethical hackers who test the security of systems, network, and applications, seeking vulnerabilities that could be exploited by malicious actors. Threat hunters are threat analysts who aim to uncover vulnerabilities and attacks and mitigate them before they comprise a business. Other cybersecurity careers include security consultants, data protection officer, cloud security architects, security operations managers and analysis, security investigators, cryptographers, and security administrators. Cybersecurity vendors and tools. Vendors in the cybersecurity field typically offer a variety of security products and services. Common security tools and systems include: first is Identity and Access Management or IAM. IAM is a framework of business processes, policies, and technologies that facilitates the management of electronic or digital identities. With an IAM framework in place, information technology or IT managers can control user access to critical information within their organizations. Second is firewalls. A firewall is a network security device that monitors and filters incoming and outgoing network traffic based on organizations' previously established security policies. At its most basic, a firewall is essentially the barrier that sits between a private internal network and their public internet. A firewall's main purpose is to allow non-threatening traffic in and to keep dangerous traffic out. Third is endpoint protection. Endpoint security is the practice of securing endpoints or entry points of end-user devices such as desktops, laptops, and mobile devices from exploited by malicious actors and campaigns. Endpoint security systems protect these endpoints on a network or in the cloud from cybersecurity threats. Endpoint security has evolved from traditional antivirus software to providing comprehensive protection from sophisticated malware and evolving zero-day threats. Anti-malware. The Deep Security Anti-Malware module provides agent computers with both real-time and on-demand protection against file threats, including malware, viruses, trojans, and spyware. To identify threats, the anti-malware module checks files on the local hard drive against a comprehensive threat database. The anti-malware module also checks files for certain characteristics such as a compression and non-exploit code. Intrusion prevention or detection systems. An intrusion detection system or IDS is defined as a solution that monitors network events and analyzes them to detect security incidents and imminent trends. An intrusion prevention system, or IPS, is defined as a solution that performs intrusion detection and then goes one step ahead and prevents any detected threats. Data loss prevention, or DLP. Data loss prevention is a set of tools and processes used to ensure that sensitive data is not lost, misused, or accessed by unauthorized users. DLP software classifies regulated, confidential, and business critical data and identifies violations of policies defined by organizations or within a predefined policy pack, typically driven by regulatory compliance such as HIPAA, PCI-DSS, or GDPR. Once those violations are identified, DLP enforces remediation with alerts, encryption, and other protective actions to prevent end users from accidentally or maliciously sharing data that could put the organization at risk. Data loss prevention software and tools monitor and control endpoint activities, filter data streams on corporate networks, and monitor data in the cloud to protect data at rest, in motion, and in use. DLP also provides reporting to meet compliance and auditing requirements and identify response. Endpoint detection and response. Endpoint detection and response, or EDR, can detect threats that exist in your networking environment and then respond to them. It can analyze the nature of the threat and give your IT team information regarding how it was initiated, which part of your network it has attacked, what is currently doing, and how to stop the attack altogether. An EDR solution further protects your network by containing the threat and keeping it from spreading. EDR can protect your organization from threats whether you use a fully in-house system or incorporate a cloud platform. With a full understanding of EDR and how can bolster your security measures, you can choose the best EDR for your network. Incorporating EDR can improve the security of both the devices connected to your network and your overall IT system. Security information and event management, or as SIEM. Combining security information management, or SIEM. Security event management, SEM. Security information and event, SIEM, offers real-time monitoring and analysis of events as well as trafficking and logging of security data for compliance or auditing purposes. Supply, put simply, SIEM is a security solution that helps organizations recognize potential security threats and vulnerabilities before they have a chance to disrupt business operations. It surfaces user behavior anomalies and uses artificial intelligence to automate many of the manual processes associated with threat detection and incident response, and has become a staple in modern day security operation centers for security and compliance management use cases. Encryption tools. Encryption software is software that uses cryptography to prevent unauthorized access to digital information. Cryptography is used to protect digital information on computers as well as the digital information that is sent to other computers over the internet. Vulnerability scanners. Vulnerability scanner is an automated tool that identifies and creates an inventory of all IT assets connected to a network. For each asset, it also attempts to identify operational details such as the operating system it runs and the software installed on it, along with other attributes such as open ports and user accounts. A vulnerability scanner enables organizations to monitor their network systems and applications for security vulnerabilities. Virtual Private Networks, or VPNs. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network and describes the opportunity to establish a protected network connection when using public networks. VPN encrypt your internet traffic and disguise your online identity. This makes it more difficult for third parties to track your activities online and steal data. Cloud Work Protection Platform or CWPP. CWPP are workload-centric security products that protect server workloads in hybrid multi-cloud data center environments. CWPP provide consistent visibility and control for physical machines, virtual machines or VMs, containers, and serverless workloads regardless of location.